Shotguns are one of the hardest weapons to master in Call of Duty Mobile, but once you actually understand how to use them, they become one of the most dangerous weapons in the game. The problem is, most players try to improve their shotgun by changing everything at once. New sensitivity, new movement, new attachments, new settings, and that usually makes things worse. So in this video, I'm going to break down the few things that actually matter: how you aim, how you move, the equipment that helps, and how to build your shotgun properly. Let's start with the most important one, your aim. With shotguns, you mainly have two ways to shoot: hipfire and ADS. Hipfire is what you'll use most of the time, especially when the enemy is close. But don't completely ignore ADS. When the enemy is farther away or you need a more precise shot, ADS can give you better control. The important part is being able to switch between both without thinking about it. Personally, I use hipfire as my main shooting method and tap and hold ADS when I need to take a more precise shot. So don't force yourself to use one method for every fight. Learn when to switch. Now, your sensitivity. Here's something a lot of players get wrong. You don't need a completely separate sensitivity just because you're using a shotgun. Your shotgun still uses the sensitivity system you're already playing with. So instead of constantly changing your numbers, focus on mastering the sensitivity you already have. If you're consistently over-flicking targets, lower it slightly. If you're always stopping short, raise it. Then test it again. Don't keep changing it every 5 minutes. Consistency is much more important. Now let's talk about the equipment that actually helps. For your red perk, lightweight is a great choice because shotgun fights are heavily focused on movement. For green, gung-ho can help you keep moving while using your shotgun. And for your operator skill, something like kinetic armor can give you more room to survive when multiple enemies push you at once. Then you've got stim shot. This is especially useful for aggressive players because it can help you recover and get back into another fight quickly. Now, we get to the part that actually makes shotgun players look different: movement. The biggest mistake you can make with a shotgun is stopping in the middle of a fight. The moment you become predictable, your shotgun becomes much harder to use. One useful technique is the weapon swap. After you get a speed boost, switch to your melee weapon to move faster, then switch back to your shotgun when you're ready to fight. It sounds simple, but when you're constantly moving around the map, that extra speed can make a big difference. Then there's the Dolphin jump. You sprint, slide, then quickly change your direction while moving. This is especially useful when you miss your first shot. Instead of standing there waiting for another chance, you immediately change your position and force the enemy to adjust. Another one is the double slide. You slide, jump, and slide again. You won't use this in every gunfight, but it can help you escape to cover while making your movement harder to track. And then there's the wall slide. If you're caught near a wall, sliding into it can change your movement and throw off the enemy's aim. It's simple, but when you're already losing the fight, that change of direction can give you another chance. Now, the Gunsmith. For shotguns, your main focus should be accuracy, damage range, and mobility. First, reduce your spread so your pellets stay tighter. Then look for attachments that improve your effective damage range. Don't completely destroy your mobility just to gain a little extra range. A shotgun still needs to feel fast. One attachment you should think carefully about is Slug. Yes, it can give you much more precision and higher single-shot damage, but it also makes the shotgun much less forgiving. If your aim isn't consistent, you may actually perform worse with it. For most players, a normal pellet setup is easier to learn and much more consistent. And that's really the secret to mastering shotguns. It isn't one sensitivity, it isn't one movement trick, and it definitely isn't one attachment. It's being able to aim, move, and make decisions quickly at the same time. Practice your hip fire. Practice your quick ADS shots. Practice changing direction after a missed shot. And most importantly, take those skills into real matches, because the training range can teach you the movement, but ranked is where you learn when to actually use it. Once you stop fighting the shotgun and start understanding how it wants to be played, everything becomes much easier, and that's when the weapon stops feeling difficult and starts feeling dangerous.